He could barely walk with leg braces, yet he ran his way into college and became the fastest man on the football field. Later he went to war, and he ran again, saving half his company and becoming a Vietnam War hero. And all of this was because of one sentence Jenny said when he was little.
Run, Forrest, run!
His name is Forrest Gump, but you would never guess such a successful man was considered an idiot with an IQ of only 75. Some people say fools have fortune, but was Forrest's success really just luck? Why are so many clever people less successful than this fool? Forrest was dealt a bad hand from the start. His spine was deformed, and he could barely walk with leg braces. His IQ was 75, far below the minimum requirement for school. But there is a miracle in this world, called a mother's love. His mother never gave up on him. She told little Forrest,
"Don't ever let anybody tell you they're better than you, Forrest. If God intended everybody to be the same, He'd have given us all braces on our legs."
Forrest never forgot those words, which changed his life. The other kids always bullied him, but Jenny appeared like a ray of light to help him escape. She told Forrest to run, and he did. He ran right out of his braces, ran into the schoolyard, ran into becoming a football star. For 3 years, he ran more than 20,000 kilometers. When asked why, he simply answered, simple.
Why are you doing this?
I just felt like running.
Pure no hidden motives. That is one reason for his success. Most of us do everything for a purpose. We want something back for our efforts. But a fool doesn't think that way. No schemes, no calculations. He ran just because Jenny told him to. Later, he joined the army. This abnormal man still stood out among normal people.
Go! What's your sole purpose in this army?
To do whatever you tell me, drill sergeant?
God damn it, Gump! You're a goddamn genius!
No matter what he did, he focused completely, without overthinking. So the military life, miserable for most, was comfortable for Forrest. Just make the bed neatly. And answer yes, drill sergeant. He also remembered Jenny's words.
Just if you're ever in trouble, don't try to be brave. You just run, okay? Just run away.
So when the sudden attack came, he ran. Then he realized his friend Bubba was missing. He turned back without hesitation. On the way, he saw wounded comrades and carried them back one by one. When he finally found Bubba, Bubba was too badly injured and died. For Forrest, even being wounded wasn't so bad. There was all the ice cream he could eat. But not everyone saw it that way. Lieutenant Dan, for example, lost both legs in the war, thanks to Forrest. He didn't die on the battlefield as a hero like his comrades. Dan took all his anger out on Forrest. But Forrest's thoughts were never that complicated. Forrest's act of saving his comrades earned him a meeting with the president and a Medal of Honor. Later, while wandering around, he was pulled into an anti-war rally. He didn't make excuses for the war. He just spoke honestly about his comrades' condition after returning home. That struck a chord with the protesters. As the crowd cheered, a voice called out. It was Jenny, the woman he dreamed of day and night. Without a moment's hesitation, he ran toward his beloved. And so, one of cinema's most unforgettable hugs was born. But sadly, Jenny and Forrest were on different paths. In the end, they parted ways. Forrest kept his promise to Bubba. He went to Bubba's hometown and used all his savings to buy a shrimp boat. He named it Janet and asked Lieutenant Dan to be his first mate. But by then, there were too many shrimpers. The business was saturated, and they had zero experience, so they often came back empty-handed. As for Lieutenant Dan, he seemed like a madman with no purpose, throwing his life away. One stormy day, Dan insisted on going out and climbed to the top of the mast, defying God unafraid of death. But ironically, that storm destroyed every other shrimp boat that had stayed in port. With no competition, they came back full every time. Soon, they started a company and became famous entrepreneurs. Lieutenant Dan finally said his long overdue thank you. Forrest gave half of the company's shares to Bubba's mother. Just as everything was getting better, the sad news came that his mother was dying. He rushed home immediately. His mother calmly told him she was about to leave. In her final moments, she spoke the timeless words.
Life is a box of chocolates, Forrest. You never know what you're gonna get.
Forrest lived alone in a lonely house. Then one day, Jenny came back. He mustered his courage and proposed to her. But she refused. That night, Jenny came to his room. But at dawn, she still chose to leave. Heartbroken and once again surrounded by loneliness, Forrest started running aimlessly. He ran past his childhood places, ran through the whole town, ran across the state, and finally ran across the entire country. Forrest became famous, with countless people following him. Jenny saw him on TV and sent him a letter. When Forrest found her, she was already a mother. Her son was also named Forrest. Forrest was shunned, but luckily, the boy was very smart. Because of her reckless younger years, Jenny had an incurable disease and didn't have much time left. She and Forrest went back to their hometown and had a simple wedding. Forrest stayed with her through her final days. Forrest was unlucky. He was born disabled, bullied by others. His mother died just as he found success. And when he finally married the love of his life, it was also her last days. But he was also lucky. His missing intelligence made up for what most people struggle with most, staying true to themselves and persevering. He lived only in the present, without overcomplicating the outcome. It was that purity and focus that allowed him to live a life others could only envy. Life is like a box of chocolates with unknown flavors. We always try to pick the ones we like, but we often end up with the bitter ones. Like Forrest, take the chocolate you get and eat it. Maybe that is the taste of life.